And Steven's got the best of us. Welcome! If you remember from the show, you guys always had different cell phones. And I was like, oh my god, this is the pink cell phone. So, literally,
flip phones are making a comeback, y'all.
I know.
This is worth something.
So it goes from like this.
That's hilarious.
Could you imagine if we had iPhones back then?
Well, we really did so much product placement on the show, so we had a new phone or a new computer in like every single scene. I like it.
I say we go back to that. I mean, texting would be horrible. Check it out.
That's how you know if it's like season 1, season 4.
I know, right?
By what we're talking about. That's awesome.
Well, we have some people that are out here that have microphones and they want to ask you folks some questions. And we're so glad to have you both here. And we have our America's favorite clean team.
Yeah!
America's favorite cheerleader. We also have America's favorite dominatrix, Proud Forever. I was actually going to bring like a little one of those prod things. Be like, we're love your work on the show.
I brought mine.
TSA took mine. The TSA lady took mine.
Dangerous.
She was nice when she first did, but then she took it and never gave it back. But I'm going to give it up to you guys. So we're going to let them ask you guys some questions and have a good time. Thank you guys for
Thank
being
you
here.
so much.
We're pointing hands?
Yeah.
Okay, so we gotta see who's got the best wrist flare. Let's start there.
Okay.
You've got some action. I was actually talking about physical flare, but your wrist really, it's got this cobra going. She's like, perfect. We're gonna start right there.
We've got a question right here on.
Oh wait.
Are we looking?
Oh wait. Oh no.
Where's the
What is
system?
it? Hello, blinding light.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie.
Hi, kids.
I just wanted to know what was your favorite part about living in Wilmington while you were filming the show?
Ooh. You want to go first?
Ladies first.
I mean, my
That's what I
favorite.
learned in Wilmington.
What is that? He became so southern while he was here. My favorite part of living in Wilmington is that my whole family moved down here. We had vacationed in Wilmington when I was a kid, and when I was here for a number of years, my parents decided to move down to the area. And so I still get to come here for holidays, and my little brother's having a baby, so I'm going to come back over the summer to see my new nephew. And my mom sells real estate in Wilmington, so if you want to buy a house, you just call Lisa Burton. So it became home base for me, so I never felt out of place.
Yeah, I think I usually, I mean, I could go on forever about this, but I mean, I grew up in Southern California. There was once upon a time a little TV show about it. I didn't really think anybody saw it. Shoot, now this is embarrassing. So, anyways, obviously being like kind of a surf town in Southern California, to come out to the East Coast and still have that kind of a community, which is in Wrightsville Beach, but then also have this downtown historic Wilmington, the architecture of the buildings, the history here. You don't have that in California. So to kind of, I mean, just the whole perspective, there's still kind of a connection to home, but there wasn't. And you know, the sun came up over the water and set inland, which was very confusing for me, but Hilarie walked me through it.
Steven's a natural, man. Thank you so much for your question.
Yeah, so yeah, we probably here in the front, but we'll get to you first.
I was just wondering what y'all's favorite episode of the entire series.
I know, I think it always changes, because I got this question before, and it kind of, I don't know, it's difficult, but I could go.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, you think. So, you know, for me, there was a lot of build-up with the stuff with Chuck and with his dad, and so the day I got to lay some pipe on that asshole.
And we were all on location, so it was like a big, field trip for the whole crew. That was really the most fun episode. It was great.
What were your reactions when we were asked to come back to Wilmington to do a convention? because we've been working very hard for this for many, 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 many years.
Thank you.
And I'm very grateful to the people who.
Well, we are too. I mean, we've done a couple conventions together overseas, and so that's always really interesting because I don't think it ever occurred to us that people watched us overseas. And so to be able to come back home and do it here and do it with our American fans and some of our European fans and some South African fans that I know as well. I mean, it's so heartwarming that something you did at 21 years old affects people. That's probably the greatest compliment you can give us as actors. So we're appreciative. Thank you.
I mean, coming back to Wilmington, I haven't been back here since I wrapped the last episode, and I always, coming back on the show was such a thrill for me to come, I called it my escape from LA, get out of Los Angeles, come down to this sleepy little town in North Carolina, work with these amazing people, and a pretty cool show. It was just, it was therapy for me. It wasn't even work. And so Wilmington's got a pretty strong place in my heart. And so I haven't been back the last 3 years, which is odd. And coming back to town, I didn't know what I was going to feel. But as soon as I got into Charlotte Airport to change planes, I could start to feel it. You see the rocking chairs in the airport. You're like, it's different. It's coming. Here we go. The plane. We're landing into Wilmington. I'm like, oh man. It all just started washing over me. There's so many memories, and it's not like, oh, I miss it so much, but of course I do. It's not like, man, it's so good, I wish I could be back there. It's a very satisfactory sense of boring. Wow.
No, but
it's like I'm coming home. It's like, this is a very comfortable, warm place, and it feels good to be here, and it feels right. So we are totally stoked to be here.
Thank you guys for putting it together.
Make sure when you take your pictures, no flash photography, please. Kind of fun.
Okay, we're good.
I barely have a voice, so
You got it.
You
Right
tried.
here.
You absolutely do have a voice.
I'm the girl with those Thompsons.
Blinding light number 2.
Okay, my question is, what was the most memorable scene that you were able to watch one of your co-stars film that just really stood out to you?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Wow. I have always been in awe of Moira Kelly. I'm really like a scattered chick. I talk with my hands a lot, I move a lot, I don't possess a stillness. And Moira possesses such poise and a stillness and a grace that she could take some clunky dialogue and deliver it so earnestly that you really felt for this woman that just wanted the best for her son. So watching some of Moira's stuff, particularly when Keith died and she was having to explain things to Lucas, that was really strong for her. I love her. She's great.
It's a good question. I have been, this is so cliche because she's sitting right next to me. I can't even tell you which scene it was. I believe it might have been some Red Bedroom Record stuff, but I remember watching one day Hilarie shoot. I can't even tell you what the scene was, but I just took something from what she was doing, Hilarie the actress, and that she was changing everything with each take that she was doing, and she was changing a lot. It was like she was a polished enough actor where she could go in, deliver a performance, then would do another take, deliver a completely different performance, but still go into the same role, do another take and do a completely different performance. And I remember being in awe. And remember that moment, I actually took that. It was like, you know what, you want to make it a point to try to just mix up what you're doing instead of like, because sometimes you kind of come in and you're like, all right, I have an idea of where the scene can go, and you just kind of stick to that until you feel like you really got it. But I learned from her that it was like, all right, do this, do that, and just change it up. And I remember that was something that
It's called ADD, baby.
So it sounds cliche, and I'm not blowing smoke, but it was definitely something that stuck with me. But also to come full circle, we've totally come full circle at this moment, actually doing the Q&A together, because I believe Hilarie is a good reason why I even got on the show.
You got show.
But no, I appreciate that. But we actually worked together on a film way before I was on One Tree Hill. And I was very young in the game, and was just kind of walking around set. And there was this beautiful, striking blonde
Crazy lady.
sitting on the steps steps, reading a book, and you know, and I do like one of these walk-bys, and I'm just like. And then she talked to me, and I was like, oh my god, what are you talking to me? And she was like, are you in this movie? I'm like, yeah, I'm in this movie. She was like, oh, okay, what am I too? What's up? What's going on? And then we chatted, and then I was just completely enamored, and she told me about this great show that she's working on. I was like, of course I know One Tree Hill. I was watching in high school with all my
He was in
girlfriends.
high school.
And absolutely, a girl called me over, asked me if I wanted to watch One Tree Hill. I was in. And then she was like, you should come down and do the show sometime. And then, you know, I auditioned and auditioned for one character, but then came back and did another one. And eventually got the job, and I know she put in a good word, so it's all come full circle now.
Well, the hot Clean Teen dude was a real person I went to high school with. Clean Teens is a club that my friends and I really had in high school. And there was this super hot dude, and we called him Code Blue. He always wore a blue ski cap. And you legit look like Code Blue. So like, my girlfriends from high school are like calling me like, holy God, you got Code Blue too! This is so no, it worked. It was perfect. It was perfect. Thank you.
Hi. I have a question for Hilarie.
Okay.
I was just wondering if you were to play any other character out of the show, which one would you pick? And
Dan. I'll take it every time. Listen, that's the best part of the show. He's unapologetic about everything he does. You know, Peyton did a lot of bad stuff. What she did, she just did. You know, but you validated it. You make sense of it. Dan didn't have to validate anything. That was awesome. That's the best part of the show. Thank you. What's next?
Right here.
Go.
Hey.
There we go, in the middle.
Sweet.
All right. What have y'all learned from working on One Tree Hill? Like the biggest thing you've learned that you've been able to carry over into your more recent projects?
Stay in your lane. Do your job. You do not light. You do not operate a camera. You do not know how to direct. You're not a writer. Just shut up and talk.
Hit your mark, say your words, go home.
Again, there's kind of that ADHD thing mixed with like really enthusiastic about being on set. So like really want to offer my 2 cents on like, let's get there, let's get there. There's people that are handling those jobs for you. Do not do that for everyone, and you're actually messing their game. So I kind of have to like, you know, reel it in a bit when I'm working. And One Tree Hill was definitely a place where you know, everyone was so kind working down here. It was a great opportunity for me to fall on my face a bunch and be like, hey kid, get up, it's gonna be fine, just don't do it again.
Yeah. Well, it helped too that it was an ensemble cast, so nobody was top dog, you know? I mean, you had to be considerate of everybody around you, and with so many people in the cast, oftentimes that's hard, because you're thinking like, oh, I need a 3-day weekend because I'm going to my friend's wedding, but I don't understand that completely messes up your plans to see your niece's recital, you know? So just being a considerate team player was a big deal on this show. So now when we go on and do other shows, it's just like, yeah, whatever you guys want. Whatever you want. We're agreeable. Thank you. Another question?
My good buddy Robert Buckley.
It's his dance. He did it at Evening with One Tree Hill.
Everyone else remembers the stuff that you did? No, I don't remember season 5. It did not exist.
Did Julian's high five. Dude, Julian's high five.
You remember Catherine Bayless? That's who I was just there back in the room.
Yes.
Well, who's Catherine's character on the show? She hated mouth.
Eric Kamar.
No, that's his name. Catherine Bayless. Ma'am, she's just so super southern. Catherine Bayless is working with Steven right now. She's just my favorite southern girl in the whole wide world.
We were talking about backstage. We were worked on the show on VH1 with Catherine Bayless, who did episodes back in the day. She is a big Southern personality, and she had me in stitches because she was cranking up the Southern charm, and she was dating somebody back in the day where they would have some of the drama that they would kind of catch on the side of set. So you just hear this loud Southern twang, and just yelling at her boyfriend on the phone or whatever. And she was just imitating
And it's my favorite.
backstage, and it was so funny. We were texting her, just letting her know. It's like, by the way, we love you. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm not making fun of anybody, so I know y'all will go tell them.
Yeah, I know.
It's gonna get posted on YouTube, and then I'm gonna get a text message.
All right, I will do my impression of when I met James Lafferty. Okay, all right. Should I be me or James?
You have to be James and I'll be you, because I know you. You're like,
Oh yes. Okay. You be me. All right.
hey, what's up, man? See, like, come up to the show.
All right. You arrived from over there. Remember, you were enthusiastic. It's the first day of one show.
I'm like a teenage kid.
And I'm going to be James Lafferty.
Hey, man, what's going on? My name's Steve. Laguna Beach. So I'm so happy to be here. Like, I like sports. You like it? Yeah. Maybe that's sad. What? No? Was that when he was reading Atlas Shrugged? Remember?
And I can see it now because James is an amazing guy. One of my dearest friends. Very soft-spoken. He likes to have his nose in the book. And I just wanted to talk to him and be like, man, wait, what's that?
Oh, I thought they screamed hot. I was like,
And we've actually had discussions about this. He's like, man, I feel like a lot of times people think I'm either just being an ass or not, and I'm really just like either spacing out or just want to read my book. And no offense, I don't not like anybody. He's a warm person. But we've talked about, because back in the day when I first read him on set, we didn't really have much of a conversation. But now he's come out of his shell. He's awesome. So.
you earned it. You worked for it. Thank you. Who's next?
Hey guys, I'm Ariel. I'm from Canada.
What's up?
I just wanted to know, since the show revolves so much around music and the effect that music can have on people and how it's so healing, did you guys have that same view before you came to the show, since you guys were involved with MTV and that kind of thing?
I think that for sure. I mean, talking about how
Literally just pulled a James. I just spaced out. I was thinking about the book.
No, we're talking about, since the show revolves so much around music, if we understood that music plays such a huge role, because we came from MTV.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. The soundtrack was such a big part of our show, and very quickly we realized that it was appealing to our audience to include the musicians in the actual storyline. My favorite was Grace Potter, when she... Dude,
Oh my
she
God.
got a new single with Kenny Chesney. Music is it's the great equalizer, And so our show, there were a lot of shows on TV when we first came out about super rich kids, and we were the kids that kind of were on the other side of the track. We were middle America. The rich kids to the poor kids to the weird kids to the jocks, It's that thing that brings everybody together. So I think it was appropriate that our show relied heavily on that. What do you want to say, Richie?
First of all, middle class family.
I'm from middle class.
In a wealthy town.
I don't have a trust fund.
Absolutely not. I drove a pizza delivery truck. With pride. What was I saying? But yeah, no, the music on the show, I mean...
You're not the star, and you're the one interviewing the star. when you become the person that's being interviewed, you behave yourself because you know what it's like to be treated poorly, and so you always want to treat people with respect and treat them well. And yeah, I had no idea that our little show would have this impact, but it's nice what it has.
I mean, I think it came out my senior year of high school, and I remember, everyone watching it, and I was tuning in, and then I go, on this crazy ride with the reality show with MTV, and I knew I wanted to. I was like, I want to be a DJ. I'm going to try to turn this into a hosting gig.
How much fun was like spring break?
Oh,
It was
man,
so great.
beach house, spring break stuff. It was a great gig. I mean, yeah, I was from one day I was in high school, the next day I was interviewing Robin Williams, on stage at spring break, and he's like, what am I doing? But it's funny, like she said, it was really interesting to me, and the people that were coming in, and the actors and the projects, there's kind of, you're selling their products. So you understand the respect, but it was also an admiration for what they were bringing in, and there was an urge to pursue that. And so, suddenly I'm auditioning for One Tree Hill, and I get the gig, and it's the 4th season. The show's obviously been around for a few years, and very substantially. And next thing you know, I'm down there by the river walking Sophia Bush around, giving her a kiss. It's like, I'm like, all right, you just like, go do it, kid.
Living the dreams.
So, I was, it was a very big, I was well aware of what I was getting into. This very loyal fan base, this show that's strong, great people involved, and honestly, it was intimidating, especially a kid that's coming from, a reality television show on MTV.
Yeah, but you were the same.
But
That's beautiful.
no, more comments. It's like the cutest thing ever. But yeah, so I knew that going into it was pretty special, and I just wanted one more episode, and just one more, okay, just one more, and it was like, and then, it kind of got to be a little bit more, which is so awesome, and I'm incredibly thankful, so, yeah, we know how special this show is, absolutely, it's because of you guys, and I learned that very quickly.
Thank you for the question.
All right, my question is, what is something that you both have learned from working with the other actors that, that y'all kind of kept with you throughout the years, working with other actors?
Well, teamwork's important. I mean, you played team sports growing up, right? Yeah, I played baseball with my brothers growing up, and I think that teamwork mentality of, look, I might be the best third baseman in the world, but if there aren't a shortstop, a second baseman, and a center fielder, I mean, you're not going to win the game. So we all relied on each other's strengths, and we all tried to support each other's weaknesses, and I think that's why we're all still friends now, well into our 30s. We fight with each other like brothers and sisters do, but we created a really strong team. We all come from very different places, so I'm lucky to count these people my friends. They're, top notch.
Cool.
That's what she said. Be a team player, people.
Sports. Go Seahawks.
We're a team player.
Who's next? Oh, nuts!
Yeah.
Just scream it, I'll repeat it.
I'm Marie. My question is for both of you.
Hey Marie, how you doing? Are you enjoying yourself?
I'm here.
Good, I'm glad. Where are you coming from?